Hi, Matt with eTrailer. If you have a 2024 Ford Bronco and you're looking for those more beefy tire chains that can get you through those moderate snow and ice conditions and that are going to last you a long time, then the Pewag Brenta-C tire chains are going to be a great option for you. It's also important to note that we do have this on tire size 255, 75, R17, and we're going to have this on the front axle. Now this will fit a variety of other sizes. That's just the size we have today. Now if you're not sure if this is going to fit your vehicle, you can actually plug in your vehicle's information into our fit guide to find the right one for you. Like I said earlier, these are going to be some really beefy chains that will last you a long time, and that's going to be because they are made from a titanium alloy steel. So what that means is they're going to be very rugged, they're going to last you a long time, they're going to be tough, and they're going to be very weather resistant on top of that. And we're also going to have this square link design to them with these extra ridges in it. And all that together is going to give you that extra bite to get through those really deep, snowy, icy areas. And on top of that, we are going to have this in a diamond pattern. And what we get out of a diamond pattern is we're getting more surface area on the tire. So in turn, that's giving you more traction to help get you through those turns in those snowy conditions. And even though these are kind of beefier chains, they still will be Class S chains, so we will still have plenty of room to sit behind our suspension. Just make sure you keep an eye on them. And what I mean by that is keeping an eye on our assisted tensioner right here. The way this is going to work is we're going to have this link that's pulling on multiple points of the chain, making sure everything's tight. And the way a rubber tensioner works is when you're driving down the road, a lot of times your chain's going to shift, and when they shift, they loosen up. What this does is take out any of that slack and make sure everything's nice and tight. And these chains are going to come to a set in this pretty sturdy case. What I like about this one is it's pretty flat, doesn't take up a whole lot of room, so really easy to store in your Bronco. Let me take a look at the inside too. Now something I wish this did have is some sort of divider, and that's mainly so your chains don't get tangled up together. But since they do really rely on sticking to these cords right here, they're not likely to get tangled up a whole lot, but it does happen occasionally. Now, in my opinion, I think this is a great chain if you are looking for that really bulky chain that still remains in the Class S range so you don't make contact with anything on your vehicle, and something that's going to last you a long time. Now, the only drawback to these is, like I said, they are a little bit bulky, even for Class S, and sometimes that might not give you as much peace of mind when it's sitting next to your suspension. Now, if you want something that's very similar to this, just slightly smaller, then I'd recommend checking out the Titan chain tire chains with the assisted tensioner on them. Because they're going to be pretty much like this, only the material won't be as sturdy, and you're going to lose out on a little bit more traction. So it's just going to depend if you want a little bit more peace of mind, or you want something that's going to last a bit longer. Now, if you are curious to see what this is going to look like for the installation, just stay tuned, we'll walk you through it. To start off the installation, I'd like to lay out my chains and grab some gloves just to make this a bit easier. And if you are doing this for the first time, I recommend staying at home, trying this out, because you don't want to try to figure this out on the side of the road in the middle of a blizzard. But what we're looking for is to make sure there's no damages to our links and nothing is twisted up. We also want to make sure it's in the right orientation. So we want to make sure these hooks are facing down and the flat part is facing up. We also want to make sure these black links are facing away from our tire and nothing is connected in the center. Once we've established that, I like to push everything to the relative sides and then push this behind our tire. Now if you're in a location where you really can't slide this behind here, then you can try to chuck it too. Might be a little bit difficult, but if you keep working with it, you should get it across. You just need to make sure nothing gets tangled up when you push it through. Once you've done that, we can kind of make sure everything's even on both ends, make our connection behind our tire at the top, and really that's just going to be this metal hook going through this channel, kind of like that. Once that's secure, we're going to maintain control of these links, drape the rest of them over the front of the tire, and make this connection. And that's just going to be these red links that connect to this hook. Just like that. Now if you notice, this is hanging kind of low and I'm not really liking that fit, so I'm going to adjust this, making sure it's even on both sides. Looks pretty good. Then I can move down to the bottom. from here, we're just trying to make sure and get everything connected. And right now, I noticed we are a little bit tangled up back here, so I'm just going to adjust that fit a bit, detangle that, and push it through. Once that is through, we can start feeding this through. There it is. You're just going to take that red link or chain through this red channel, then apply tension on it. Once you've done that, we're just going to feed that through to the next hook, pull on it, and then repeat with the next one, pulling on it each time. Now if you don't have enough link to get to this last hook, that's okay. We can just pull on it till we get to one of the links up here until you can get that hook to grab on. You want to make sure that hook is also facing out so it doesn't really damage anything. Now I like to give it a good tug test, make sure everything feels good, nothing's too loose. And if you like this or how this fits, you can repeat this process on the other side. Afterwards, I recommend either backing up or pulling forward some to make sure we're still getting a good fit, nothing's shifting, everything's still looking good. And if it is, you can take it out for a ride. But that was just a look at the Pewag Brenta-C tire chains on our 2024 Ford Bronco. I'm Matt. Thanks for watching.